Love has literally always been my downfall, and let me tell y'all why.
Get the biggest Chanel back in the store if you want it. I gave them the drill, they sucked it up, I got them on it. I bought a new bed, I had the white, so I two-toned them. Taking the drugs, I'm
I'm
gonna be
not
a
saying it's a bad thing to want love, want to be loved, just have your person. Because I feel like in some sort of way, everybody wants that deep down. But a lot of things that come with it, people just don't want or are not simply not ready for. And it's cool. But here's the thing with me. I'm not the type of person to deal with multiple people. So when I'm focused on one person, then of course a lot of the things that a person does can affect you for the better or for the worse. It just depends on the situation. But in my case, typically it's always been for the worse. But I'm not blaming none of these people, and I'm not blaming them because I allow certain things. I would see certain things or be done certain way when I had the free will to immediately walk away from that situation. But due to me thinking, oh, well, even if it wasn't like a full blown relationship, if there was something that was building towards or whatever, I would think in my mind like, well, we ain't together, so I can't technically get mad about that or whatever. But if certain conversations are being had, prior to, then it don't make it right. But anyway, I've been in certain situations where I let so much slide due to me, genuinely liking or wanting the person that I had been dealing with. And this is not one particular person. No individual person can ever get a video out of me. I did my little story times in the past, but this is over the range of my 20s as well as within the past months. So this year. So some stuff is recent, some stuff is throughout my 20s. I'm currently 32, but I'm just speaking overall. I would say from the time I got to Texas, honestly, because when I was in Mississippi, it's a lot of stuff I did not play, baby. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's had been the fact that me feeling like lonely, isolated at some certain times made me started accepting more things that I normally wouldn't. But that's literally the only correlation that I have as to why I have had accepted certain things that I didn't used to accept. But I got to a point to now where I'm not playing none of that. If I know clearly that I shouldn't be in a situation, I'm removing myself. I'm not putting myself through that any longer just to feel loved, liked, or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, now granted, I understand nobody is perfect, but certain things is like, all right, you are asking to just be left alone. And that's really where I'm at with everything. So, for example, like it can be times where a person has done something to me, and y'all know I deal with anxiety. I have dealt with depression in the past to where it'll affect every other area in my life. So like I can't focus on my business. I can't focus on anything but just surviving, honestly. So it's been, a lot of situations. It'll have my days up and down. Like I would get certain triggers. I would even try to speak about certain things, but I was never heard. And it's like I kind of seem to always choose the same type of people. Once I sat there and did my little lineup, like, girl, this person did the same thing this person did. This person did the same thing this person did. But one common denominator is me allowing it. And I told myself I would no longer, like after my last situation, I told myself I would no longer let certain stuff slide. I would no longer make myself pretend to be okay with things that I'm clearly not okay with. Again, I know nobody is perfect, but some stuff is unforgivable. Some stuff is like, okay, it's time to walk away. Especially when it's constant, back to back. Or especially when, you're not being heard, when it's always you, when the other person is never wrong. That's one type of person that I would never involve myself with, is a person who is never wrong. A person who is never wrong will stress you out if you let them. Like a person who is never wrong will have you questioning your own self. A person who is never wrong, y'all will never see eye to eye because, baby, they always right and you always the one in the wrong. And I'm sorry. I understand. Like I have no issue accepting responsibility for anything that I do have done, not doing, whatever the case may be. But one thing I'm not going to do is be held responsible for every single thing when it's clearly both sides in certain situations. So that's why I say me wanting love, me being, wanting to be loved has hindered me, because the decision that I have made when it comes down to love has not been the best. So, and it'll stop me from achieving my goals. And I notice I operate at best when I am by myself. I realize I operate at best when I'm by myself, but I feel like it shouldn't have to be that way. I feel like it's just the decisions that I have made, the choices and people that I have made, because I feel like two individuals who are on the same page can conquer so much more than one person. But the key is being on the same page. And that has something that, that's something that has not occurred for me yet. And if God says it's not my time yet, then I'm cool with it. But I do know that I get so much more accomplished when I am to myself, when I'm not entertaining nobody, when I'm just, focusing on my goals, which the last 30 days, I would say I've gotten so much accomplished, gotten so much done. And it's kind of scary to even think about allowing somebody else in my space on that level when it comes down to, dating, relationship, anything like that, because it's like, dang, I don't have a good track record of picking people. But the thing is, I'm not going to say I can't vet properly, because I be knowing. I be knowing. It's just me thinking, oh, well, I'll never think that I can change a person. Let me say that. But I always think that people can change. But I'll never sit here and think, oh, well, I'm gonna change them. No, baby, I'm not a fool. But I do. It's like sometimes you see more in people than they see for themselves or even want for themselves. And that can affect you, which has been my case. Because it's like, again, there's been certain situations to where I'm knowing, like, this is the type of person that they are, and it is what it is. But me thinking, okay, well, maybe they might are work. No, baby, take it for what it is. And that's exactly what I have been on lately. Like it hasn't been too long ago where someone tried to reconnect with me. And let me give y'all an example of me, standing on what I believe in. There's someone that I gave my number to probably like 4 months ago, for being honest. And there has not been a plan of a date. There has not been like nothing. Just phone number exchange. Not even a phone call. A couple text messages. What you doing? But I stopped responding, because I started responding like to text messages probably like a month or two ago. I don't even know. But the thing is, it's like they'll go ghost and then pop back up. Baby, I'm not playing it. I'm sorry. Like, if you are wanting to get to know me on that level, especially when that's how you came at me, and then you decide, oh, let me just go ghost for 3 weeks and then pop back up. And I ain't got time to play with nobody's son. Sorry, I don't. I just don't. I don't have no time for it. So I, politely just said, hey, I'm not the person for you. I'm not finna play this. Like, no. And they wasn't trying to hear that, but I don't care, because my sanity, my mental health, the things that I want in life, my husband wouldn't do none of that. And that's really how I've been reacting to everything lately. Like, when it's someone who I clearly see is not aligned with what I feel like my husband, what I would want in a husband, my husband wouldn't do that. And I just been moving that way. So I just really been focusing on me, achieving my goals, because I have a big goal for 2026, y'all. I have a huge goal, and it's super scary, the goal that I have. But I know that I can accomplish it. I just have to stay focused. And again, I just feel like, I'm not saying I'm not open to date nobody, but it has to make sense. It has to be right. Like, I want to be able to, like, I'm not finna get on here and tell y'all the list of, like, oh, I want a man to do this, a man to do that, or whatever. But a lot of the things are basic common sense, like things that are really not common sense if you think about it, because you would think it is, but it's not. But anyway, if you are in your 20s, even 18, 19, and up, and sometimes you can learn lessons late in life too. But I would just say, don't prolong a lot of things in your life due to love. Do not let the thought of a person who you think a person can be hinder you from reaching your full potential, or hinder you from finding your person, hinder you from your person finding you. Because at the end of the day, some of these situations that I have been in, I clearly knew that, okay, this don't even feel like it'll align. This don't even feel like it'll, and I'm praying to God. I should have said that first. Because anytime I'm in any type of situation, I pray to God, like, if this person is not for me, then show me. Baby, God don't play 2 business days. Your whole world gonna get shaken up. And that has happened to me, especially with my last situation. That happened to me every time I prayed. Okay, God, if this person is not meant for me, boom, a situation, boom, a situation. And I bet God was like, girl, how many more times you got to keep praying for the same thing? And I got to keep showing you and hurting your feelings, which, happened very frequently. Like, I had went through a whole little month of me. This was over the summer. But I had went through a whole little month of me, like, I just felt like I was going to lose it. And thankfully I'm out of there. Thankfully that I don't care anymore. I'm just, thankful for that. And I have not, like, even I haven't been around nobody since. But God showed me, so I can't even be mad at a person continuously doing the same thing that God already told you is not for me. So when you ask God for something, you got to be ready to, no matter whatever you being showed. Because the first time I should have took it and ran with it. And the first time I seen was 2 weeks in. And I let it go months. I let it go on for months. So that was my fault. I don't even fault them people again. We have to start, granted, sometimes people are wrong for what they do. But if we keep accepting it, keep allowing people in our lives, then we are just as wrong as them, because we are allowing it. People are only going to do what you let them do. So I say that to say, I don't know, like, I've done, a few videos about stuff like this before. I don't know, what is in store for me for 2026, but I do know that I am done settling for anything less than what I deserve. But I will say I have definitely left situations a lot quicker than I used to. I don't play. I'm sorry, I don't have time to, like, I'm not perfect, and I don't expect nobody else to be perfect, but be a decent person. Jeez. But I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. If you do like this video, any of the videos like this, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see y'all in the next one.